All right, you guys. So a couple of you have had questions over the past couple of weeks about just spiritual awakening in general and what it means. And a lot of people have been coming up to me displaying symptoms of a spiritual awakening. A couple of those include ascension headaches, pressure on their head, cluster headaches. A lot of people feel heavy pressure on their chest. I know a lot of you guys have told me that you feel like your chest is tightening up, like you have pressure. And there are a lot of energies. We talk about this all the time. Energy is everything. That all of us are just a bunch of atoms hitting each other and bouncing off of each other. And so a lot of my clients are experiencing the tug and pull of other people's energies and just the sort of the downward push of the matrix in general. A lot of us believe that we're not currently reaching our fullest potential as cosmic human beings, in large part due to programming that's out in the environment that we're in. So a lot of people who are starting to awaken to their own spiritual truth are starting to experience symptoms of this, just like bad moods, not feeling well, confusion, and they're not really sure how to protect themselves, spiritually. A lot of times when we go out into spaces or like out in traffic, or in my case, like out to work at the gym, where there's a lot of people with all a bunch of different energies. They're coming from all of these different walks of life, and they're bringing their vibes around. And depending on how sensitive you are to these vibes, you can get sick from them. Just like you would catch a cold from somebody sneezing in your face, you can catch a low spiritual vibe that will attach to you and sort of feed off of your energy by somebody yelling in your face or acting like an asshole around you, or unloading all of their problems on you. A spiritual drive-by where they tell you everything that's going wrong in their life, and then have disregard any of your problems or feelings in general. So then you go home and you just feel terrible and you don't understand why you just can't find your sparkle. And a lot of times it's just because you've gotten sick. You've picked up a bug from somebody spiritually. And so what do you do about it? And how do you keep it from happening? I could write a book on that, and maybe I will someday, but I wanted to give you guys just a little, everybody's saying, hi, Boston. Boston, Jessica, and Kathy said hi. So I wanted to give you guys just a couple of sort of basic routines that you can do in order to keep yourself protected spiritually. And if you do feel like you have the symptoms of a spiritual illness, how to cleanse that. So my number one question that I ask people is, do you pray, or do you have any sort of faith whatsoever, other than just we're here by some coincidence and we were born and we die? If they believe that, then I can't really help them. But if they think that there's, a creator or a higher power or angels or anything like that at all, or even if they have an inkling of that, I say, well, the first thing that I would encourage you to start doing is reaching out to them via prayer or journaling or something like that, as far as what it is that you want. And especially writing this down can be very powerful, because that creates a contract with the universe that you are conscious of. So I want spiritual protection. I want to learn how to protect my vibe. I want to learn how to raise my vibration. I want to learn how to stay in a high vibration state longer and to, deflect other people's energies. Just declaring your intention to the universe, I promise you, will start to bring the answers your way. So once you put that down on paper, that's going to be in your head. You've written it down. It's a spell. That's why they call it spelling, because you're using your words to create a spell. So you've written down your intention. That is going to protect you multiple fold than if you hadn't even sat down, thought about it, and written it down. So already by writing down your intention to be spiritually protected, you will become spiritually protected, because whatever entities are inevitably within your energy fields that are of a high vibration are there waiting for you to create that pact with them. But this is a free will universe, so you have to make that declaration. So that's why I tell you guys, when I make the post for the tarot, make sure you comment which is your card, because then you are making your contract with the universe and you're going to get the more powerful message. That's just the way that it works. So number 1 is the declaration. From there, I like to create a decree or some kind of affirmation that is going to strengthen the intention. And then you say it, or you can sing it. I love to sing. So any number of different decrees, going from, what are some that I like to do? I like to sing to my angels and spirit guides. Please cloak me and protect me. God's white light. Anything like that you can get into, that you believe in, that you can sing over and over again, as long as you're tapping into that conscious, the intention, the energetic intention. So with everybody, it's going to be a little bit different if it's writing poetry and reading it over and over again. But that is what a decree is, or that is what an affirmation is. You are calling in your spiritual protection. I encourage you to look into archangels and see if that resonates with you. So using your words, that's going to start to build the environment where you are declaring, now this is me, I am, is a very powerful statement. So getting into I am affirmations is identifying what your intention is and who you are in this universe. I am all powerful. I am intending to spread nothing but love today. I am in an impenetrable force field of love and shining light through which no negative energy could even possibly penetrate. Anything that comes to you, and if you can channel, that really helps. So now bringing in material relics to help, not only to raise your vibration, but also to remind you of what your declarations and your decrees are. I like to use jewelry and crystals. Also, these are programmable. So a lot of us who wear watches, quartz watches, crystals and quartz store energy. Material science, we've been using crystals and quartz in material science for decades now. There's no question or doubt about the fact that we can store these energies. So when I do my decrees and my declarations and my prayers, I make sure that I consciously involve all of the crystals that I want to help me deliver this throughout my day, because I'm a human. I'm going out into the matrix. It's a fucking battlefield out there. Like, we need to have our armor. We need to have our shing shing, as we call it. We got to shing up. So for me, these relics will help. Some people just need something inside their pocket, it's just a little, a bracelet. This beautiful tiger eye bracelet from my niece Jessica is a wonderful reminder for all of my solar plexus decrees. So bringing some crystals into your life. Now, some of you all had asked, what are the best crystals to use for spiritual protection and cleansing? So I brought over a couple of my favorites. Number 1 was actually represented by the stone used for card number 2, which is selenite. And I love selenite so much, and I brought over my huge Big Bertha wand to charge you guys up at the beginning of the show, because selenite is a very benevolent, powerful filtering agent for energy. And it's cleansed by sometimes different means, because selenite a lot of times is brittle and will take on water, so you might not necessarily want to cleanse it with water, but it's easily cleansed with smokes. Like right now I can cleanse it with the sage smoke that I have going right here. This is like a spiritual sword. So with the proper intention and the proper administering, this can really remove a lot of negative energy. I've used selenite to those, earlier we were talking about a feeling of heaviness on the chest. Selenite is amazing for just detaching that. It's really good for ethereal cord cuts. If you have somebody who is leeching your energy, either through like text messages or just through gossip or something like that, or you can even just, if you're highly energetically intuitive, you can just feel their hatred for you. You can use selenite for an ethereal cord cut during a ceremony for that as well. Highly effective. So Kathy loves her selenite. And yeah, Jess, I love my tiger eye so much. So selenite, super, super powerful. I would recommend getting your hands hands on some selenite if you're new to crystals, because that's going to be a great one for detaching negative energies. I sleep with selenite all around me as well because it's really good for protecting you in your dreams, of psychic protection in your dreams. I also wanted to talk to you this evening about citrine, because this is another good starter crystal. Citrine is great for so many reasons. For one, it will charge other crystals. So if you leave, say for example, the smoky quartz next to the citrine, it will pick up the charge from the citrine. Also, citrine actually never needs to charge. It has its own universal charge. So whereas like the other ones that I put out in the moon or the sun to charge, I still put my citrine out to strengthen it. But the nature of citrine is that they are a universal charger and they hold a charge. They will also elevate the mood and sort of bleach out any of the negative energies around you. So whereas the selenite is used for actual more like detachment and sort of like sloughing off energies, the citrine you can think of more as like an energy elevator. So this can probably, well, both will transmute, but citrine is really good for transmuting energies and bringing them up. So looking into getting a citrine, also known as the merchant stone, citrine has been known to bring about abundance, especially financial abundance. So look into getting your hands on citrine if you guys are interested in protecting your aura. And also citrine is very powerful in boosting the aura. Think of it as like a lemony, you know, a nice citrusy, like when you sniff a lemon, it kind of like lifts the mood. Citrine is sort of like the lemon of the crystal family. So, and now finally I wanted to talk to you guys. I could talk all night about like rose quartz, but I wanted to highlight these three as far as starter crystals, just for those of you who are concerned with the integrity of your aura and protecting your energy. So smoky quartz is a wonderful, really, really powerful, useful quartz, very benevolent stone, and it's mutable and it's super neutral. So it will bring a low mood up and it'll bring maybe like something that's too high back down. So if you have a tendency toward mania or depression, and I'm not laughing because that's funny, but hey, some of us do. then this could be the prescription for you. Smoky quartz, like I said, it's going to bring everything into like a nice harmonious balance. So if you're starting out in crystals, three that I would recommend getting into your collection: your selenite, really good for detaching negative energies, protection and deflection of negative energies, as well as raising and boosting the aura, shining it up for sure. Citrine, super perky, beautiful, delicious lemony yellow for boosting, shining, and strengthening the aura. And then smoky quartz, it's medium protective. On the scale of psychic protection, this one out of a 1 to 10 would probably be about like a 6.5. Whereas something like an onyx, something dark black, what do I have over here? I've got this obsidian needle. Here's another, this is a more brown root chakra obsidian. These are going to have a higher level of psychic protection. Black tourmaline would be like a 9, but this smoky quartz is one that will make friends of your enemies. So get your hands on some smoky quartz, get your hands on some selenite, some citrine. Thank you guys, baby beautiful earthlings, so much for being here tonight. I love you guys so much. Boston's down here licking her bits. She says good night. She bids you all adieu. You guys are amazing, wonderful, beautiful beings, and I'm really glad for those of you who are having wonderful messages come through. I hope you guys have the best week ever. I'll be back for you later on this week for another read. Thank you guys so much. I enjoy you guys just as much, Lori and Cheryl. Thank you so much for all that you do. Jessica, I love you. You guys are amazing, beautiful earthlings. And just always keep your heads high. Know that this world needs you. You're super special and you are the best.